Everybody run away! Tommy's marrying somebody and the family's gonna be upset. Psych. It's worse. Wouldn't it have been interesting if somebody did interrupt Jason David Frank during a wedding in this episode? Why did they have to adapt this Shinkenger plot into Power Ranger Samurai? This isn't even good by Julia Roberts, Jennifer Lopez, Jerry Springer standards. Imagine Emily saying, "That's my man." And then Mia says, "It's on now!" And then they get into a catfight. Wouldn't that be interesting? And then we can have Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn play the Nylocks, crashing weddings. And then a naked Dr. Quinn medicine woman shows up. Okay, maybe that'd be a bit much. Back to this awkwardly adapted episode. Ugh.
What's wrong with your face?
Hear my previous rant in episode 4, Sticks and Stones.
So do you think there's any leftover cake?
The scene where they're planning looks like they're going over a legitimate strategy. Dayu's tirade against the brides some good quality voice acting. She sounds like she has a personal vendetta against the brides because of her past. As much as it looks weird to only have the samurai cast show up at a wedding, choreographing an entire wedding full of people not to be confused as to why the bride and groom got replaced is difficult to do as well. Mia's explanation as to why she knows Dayu was well done. How did the Rangers expect Dayu not to know that Mia was the bride?
You thought you tricked me, didn't you? You think we
Have one shot where you can see Mia's face, and then have another shot where you can't. Oh no! They killed the Samurai Rangers! Oh, how life is a short rope burned on a candle.
Hell bless.
After Kaboom, the camera work on Dayu is terrible. The suit actor's body acting is lackluster. They can hire all these brides, but not an original script? At least they knew it didn't make sense for Kevin to dress up as a bride. It's not part of his character to do so. The music for the fight scenes are good. Other than that, they made the wise choice of leaving the Shinkenger footage alone.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here for one thing.
Rangers together. Samurai forever. I'm knocking out. I hope they have a good dental plan. So long, dental plan.
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 Dental plan. Dental plan. So long, dental plan.
Decker? Ah, Decker. What is a rose by any other name? He sounds like someone who's related to film, or a former CEO of Philips, or a famous mathematician. Sounds like a comedy that Ted Danson was in. I have a horrible feeling that he's gonna throw cars at me from a double-decker bus or something. Hey Rangers, you want a tour guide? Don't mess with this hospitality. Finally, Mia analyzes why Dayu was using the wedding dress. Jaden thinks about Decker as well. No pie in the face? Boo! Dayu goes and captures the brides of the city to make them cry and cause the Sanzu River to flow. That sounds like something bad, doesn't it? So what did I think about this episode? They did not need to use the entire bride storyline, as the Sentai fight footage really did not involve that. Wouldn't it have been something if Dayu had interrupted the royal wedding or something? The fact that Dayu had something against the brides could have easily been done with her walking past a wedding planner shop, looking at a wedding dress, slowly zooming in on her as she does that. It sounds like a bad episode, but there's some good performances by Mike and Dayu. I'd say Mike was the star of the episode even though he wasn't featured too much. He was funnier than Bulk and Spike this episode, in my opinion. Dayu was definitely the star of the villains for the episode. Decker finally shows up, which is very noteworthy as well. The Rangers were thinking this episode. They were trying to make a plan, and they were trying to analyze like the villain to help the audience understand the villains better as well. Part of martial arts is not all about physical skill, but it's also about mental skill. It's also about figuring out a plan to defeat your enemy. I think they were using that skill of martial arts as well in this episode. Again, this might be a weird episode considering that they decided to adapt the bride footage into samurai footage. But the episode is also very key to understanding the villains of the series, giving any reason to care for them at all. Again, I criticize them for mixing the comical parts of that episode with the serious, but at least this episode you finally get a reason to care, a clear reason to react to how the villains portray themselves. Again, you don't necessarily need to hate or like the villain, but at least in this episode you have a clear reaction towards what you think about Dayu.